Hey, this is Rick Kasalich, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, I want to go through 4 great exercises that make a great hip strengthening workout. Now, Jenna's going to go through the exercises. I'll kind of talk about the exercises, and she's going to go through the first one right now. Good. So it's a lunge to extension. So she went with one side, going to the other side. Good. So what you're doing in the starting position, so standing nice and upright, you're going to take a step back, bring the arms overhead, bring that knee towards the floor, and then arch back, extending through the back to the start, and then going to the other side and arching back. So with this one, I'll get you to go to the end position. I'll talk about a couple things. So the front leg, we're really working on strengthening around that knee, but also that hip in order to get out of that bottom position. And then the back leg, we're really targeting the glutes and the hamstrings, getting into that position, also getting out of that position. So it's a great body weight exercise that really strengthens the hip. Now, looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity, sets are 1, repetitions would be 5 on each side, alternating back and forth. Time, smooth controlled movement with a good stop at the end position. And looking at the intensity is light to moderate. It can be more challenging for you depending on how much strength you have around the knees and the hip. Now, moving on from this exercise to the second exercise, this one we bring in some external resistance. So the dumbbells, and Jenna's going to go through a dumbbell deadlift. Okay, good. So going with the starting position, standing nice and upright, head onto the shoulders, shoulders onto the hips. Got the external resistance, the dumbbells. Feet are a little wider than hip width apart, toes pointed out. Jenna's going to be soft in the knee, like slightly bend in the knees, and then bend through the hip. And that upper body is moving as one unit. So head, shoulders, and hips are in alignment. And then coming out of that bottom position, really utilizing the glutes and the hamstrings to get out of that bottom position, really targeting the strengthening up the hip. Perfect. And then I'll get you to face this way. Good. And then ideally with your upper body position, so I'll get you to go through one more time. Upper body position, coming forward, you're going to be limited by your hamstring flexibility, but ideally you want to get to this position or even a little bit further where your upper body is parallel with the floor. Perfect. So that's the second one. Looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity. For this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5, time, smooth controlled movement with a good stop at the end position, and then really working on your glutes and hamstrings, getting you out of that bottom position. And the intensity would be light to moderate depending on what load you're using, like weight in the dumbbells, and how tight you are in the hamstrings. Now moving on to the third one. This is deep squats. Good. So looking at the starting position, standing nice and upright, head, shoulders, and hips all in line. Jenna's got the dumbbells raised up at her shoulders, and looking at the lower body position, feet are about hip width apart, a little bit further than hip width apart, toed out, and then Jenna's gonna, sit back and squat down and try to have that hip past the knees, and then come out of that bottom position. I'll get you to face that way. And we want the hips to pass the knees because then we're really going to work the glutes and strengthen the hips with this squat movement. Looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity. For this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5, time, smooth controlled movement with a good stop at the bottom position, really utilizing the hips to get out of that bottom position. And the intensity would be light to moderate, depending on the strength you have getting out of that bottom position. Now moving on to the fourth one, Jenna still got the dumbbell external resistance. Looking at doing a side lunge. Good. And then looking at the starting position, standing nice and upright, good alignment, has the weight to the side. She's going to step to one side, Stack that leg, stack that hip, so that hip and knee are in alignment with the foot. Back to the start, she's gonna step to the other side, stacking that foot, knee, and hip. That other leg is straight and working more on balance and really working that one side of the body, really strengthening the hips. So there you go. When it comes to sets, reps, time, and intensity, sets are 1, repetitions be 5 on each side. Time, smooth controlled movement with a good stop at the bottom position and really utilizing the hips and the glutes to get out of that bottom position. And the intensity, this one I find tends to be a bit more challenging. So it's light, probably more moderate for most people. So there you go. Give those 4 exercises a go. They make a great hip strengthening workout. Now, if you want some of my best tips and tricks when it relates to overcoming hip pain, then what I recommend you do is click right here. I have a brand new free report called 5 Tips and Tricks that Fight Hip Pain and Tightness. Just click right here. Let me know where to send you that report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now, if you're watching this on a mobile device, tablet, or smartphone, head down below and click the first link, which will be exercisesforinjuries.com/hips. Let me know where to send that report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now, if you're watching this, I think I've already said that, but if you got benefit from this video, make sure to like this video. If you have any questions or comments for me, leave them down below in the comments section. And lastly, hit subscribe to get future pain-related videos.